and no one really understood what was really going on. I intentionally was failing myself because I don't want to be the enemy. I intentionally allowed myself to just fail because I would go back home and my dad would bring all these teachers to tutor me and stuff, and they're like, this girl is doing well, she's performing, like she answers all the questions, she has it all, why isn't she performing in school? So the thing is, I just did not want enemies. It was too much for me to take, and things happened. The bullying was just too much. And I remember when I got done with my KCSE and I was on Facebook, and my classmates posted a photo, and I remember I commented, wow, classmates. And what happened was it just got crazy, and they were like, who's this motherfucker calling herself our classmate? I remember the person who made that comment, and it was just so hurtful. Like, it really got into me, like it really hurt me. And I remember reaching out to my sister Beryl, and she was like, Doris, just deactivate your Facebook, don't talk to anyone. She saw how hurt I was, and I just took my break off social media. I literally blocked everybody and was like, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. Then, of course, we got our results. I got a B plus, and I was scared because I felt this is not good enough for my dad. It's not good enough. I have underperformed. I'm not doing well. I got done with school in 2015, and you guys know the craze that was going on around that time anyway. So I was really scared to even tell him, and at that point I was actually teaching, and to just sort of just stay occupied during that break and stuff. And I remember going to the center of a field to call my dad, and I'm not the one who got my results. My texts were not going through. My sister Beryl is the one who got my results first, and she told me. So I called daddy and I told him, and all through from Form 2 and stuff, the best result I ever brought home, I think, was probably C's and D's and something. Like, I was not performing intentionally. And my dad was like, he was happy, and I was like, I don't understand, because ideally, actually, I missed an A minus by a point, but still, A minus would not have been good enough, because I knew myself, I knew my potential. I was like, this guy is gonna kill me. Where am I gonna go back to? Because my dad is this people who's, I don't know, he's all about performance and doing well and stuff like that. And I remember also being in secondary school, I always insisted. My parents felt like, you're not performing because you're in the school choir, because you're this and that. But that choir was my escape. Ever since I was a kid, music has been my escape. I started writing songs, and I write about what I feel, how I feel at the moment. I would write songs about anything from when I was a kid. I remember when I'd sing about my sisters bullying me, my mom shouting at me, when my sisters would beat me up or something. I would sing about it. I would say something, at that young age, but I was able to come up with a tune and just write what I felt. That was me getting it out of my system. So for me, choir was that escape that I had, that I could, okay, this is one place I can go, unwind, dance my heart out, sing my heart out, and not think about this particular person who is making life difficult for me. Anyway, so after secondary school, I went for an interview at Strathmore, and I qualified for their LLB program. And during that time, most of the bullies I had in secondary school were there doing their CPAs and their CCAs and stuff. And I bumped into them, and I remember freezing. My mom went with me to school that time, and she was waiting for me to just finish up with the interview, and we were to do some exam. So I was scared, and I told mommy, even if I'm called to the school, I'm not going. These guys are there, I'm not going. And she was like, forget about those people. So yeah, my letter came through, I qualified, and I was like, okay. So I go into Strathmore, and two of them are in my class. And I was always scared. And I told myself, Doris, you're not going to live in fear anymore. So one time I got out of washrooms, and I met one. And I remember asking, yo, what did I ever do to you guys that you hated me so much? Because I was that person who would ask, like, I want to understand, because perhaps I did wrong someone and I never knew what I did. I was like, if I really wronged you guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. I don't know. And I remember she just paused a while, and she said, we were just stupid kids. And I personally regret doing all those things to you. You didn't deserve that, and I'm sorry. And I asked her, is there any way I can reach out to the other people? And if I did wrong them, I just want to tell them I'm sorry. So that evening, she added me to some WhatsApp group. They were all in, and I just told them, guys, I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm sorry. Like, I can't live in fear even in campus, because you guys are here doing different courses. I'm scared, because these are people who legit came to my bed with hockey sticks and stuff. Anyway, so and class was like scary. I'm doing KCSE, I'm scared. I remember going to the deputy principal's office to ask for permission, because we were not allowed to study in the library during the exam period. So I was like, please, can I just go somewhere and have my peace of mind? So I would stay in the library until nighttime, and then just go place my stuff in class and just go to we had a nighttime assembly to say a prayer and then go to the hostels. So that was pretty much it. So then, of course, during the secondary school times, I used to have the private tutors, as I told you. And one personal reason why I dropped physics, I remember my dad asking me, why are you dropping physics? Because by the time I was dropping physics as a subject, I had an A. And I didn't have a reason. I just told him I just don't like wires. I still remember a lame excuse. Anyway, the thing was, I had a tutor for physics who was brought by another tutor. His name was Jonah. And this guy was, because most times it would just be me in the house, and the house help would often be in the kitchen or outside. And this guy was always too touchy. He would have his hands in all the wrong places. I was really uncomfortable. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. But it was like 3 days to end of holiday. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get this over and done with. I'm dropping physics. I don't have to ever deal with this guy again. Because the guy was a bit too much. It was a bit too much, and I wouldn't want to go into the details as at now, because it's too much for me. Anyway, so being in campus, or actually before that, all these things that used to happen, and most times I would not have or feel free enough to talk to anyone. I was always angry, and my anger would go from 0 to 100. Like, I remember one time I was so angry I pulled out a whole wardrobe door. I remember always, like, anything small would trigger that anger. I was out of control. At a very young age, I would go and say, I'm gonna throw myself off the balcony. And trust me, it's not even like our balcony is that high. Not like I would die or anything, but I guess I thought I would. Anyway, so that was it. I was really angry at everybody. I was angry at life. I hated my mom for the longest time, and it was not worth it because I discovered in life that she is the only team I have. She is everything. Right now, my mom is my best friend. She's everything. And I don't know why I was angry at her. Maybe because I thought she was to have some sort of super powers to read my mind, to know what I'm going through. I don't know what was up, but she was all I got. The best I got from my sisters was fights. Like, we were always fighting, but that's expected for sibling rivalry and stuff. But the fact that if I was with one of my sisters, we are fine. If we are more, then I'm an enemy. Everyone turns against me. That is how I felt. And it really hurt me. Like, why am I always okay when it's just the two of us, and when someone else is in the picture? But then I'm that last born and everyone is picking on me and stuff. Maybe that was it. I guess so. I got over that anyway. I just took it as it is what it is. It's gonna happen. So anyway, God, I feel like I'm saying anyway too much. Anyway, guys. While I was in campus, I used to get that angry and stuff. And my sister, who was out of the country, she said, Doris is not okay. She needs to see a psychiatrist or something. So my other sister had a former classmate who was now a psychiatrist, and she's everything also. Her name is Dr. Kemunto. She's amazing. Anyway, so my sister in the States said, okay, I'm going to send you some money. Just go see a psychiatrist. So she sent me $30, and I got into an Uber and went to a psychiatrist. And after that, the first day was a bit lengthy. She got to know me, got to hear me out. Then I had a psychologist counsel me and stuff. Then I started my medication. So at that point, I was just being treated for trauma and, just major depressive disorder. And I thought I was making progress, And then it went on for a while until a couple of months later, when something else came in that I will talk about later, and maybe in a different episode. And this threw me off guard, and I was down again. And at this time, everything was bad. I stopped going to school. I always locked myself up in my room. I always I'd got a bad habit of cutting myself up. And when Dr. Kemonto found this out, and I went to see her, I got admitted. And so they were like, okay, she's bipolar. And I was like, oh no. So at this point, they're like, okay, now she has to be on meds practically for almost the rest of her life because of this stuff. But anyway, along the way, I met a guy online, and I'm someone who's very free, and I'll tell you about what it is I'm going through and stuff like that. So I shared with this guy, but then this person made me feel like he is the only one who cared about me, and he maximized on that. And I was really gullible at that point because I was looking for anything to clutch on, any hope, So I ended up having dating this guy online, and I remember we were like, okay, he's gonna come around. We worked on him